Yeah, we are live on YouTube. And interesting. I like the new graphics here that they have for the creator on mobile. Cool. Archer Media's in the house. Hey, MJ. I'm glad that you popped on by. Hey, Eli. Just popping in to say thanks again for taking the time to do an interview with me. And as you can see, Archer Media, aka MJ Bodie, as promised days ago, I moderated you on the channel here on a good faith basis. I've always thought of you as a good man, and I really enjoyed the interview with you today, bro. Now I know MJ Bodie is only doing audio only on his interviews, but actually I did it all up. I got on video from my laptop, and I was using my open broadcast software and the virtual cam to display great video through StreamYard. So if MJ decides to put video of me on there, he has my blessing. If not, audio only is fine by me. We had a great interview that will actually be released this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on the Archer Media channel. Hey, Baba Booey, how you doing? Hello, all. Good to see you this evening. Yeah, it's sprinkling a bit here at Red Morton Park in Redwood City. We've been getting a little bit of rain, but it's just sprinkling, so we're okay for right now. I hope I can make it 2 to 3 laps on this walk without getting rained out. So we'll see. Audio check and video check. Lately, I've been getting some very, very poor video quality here at Red Morton Park doing these streams from mobile because of the cell tower having limited bandwidth. Little League has started up again. Also, there are a lot of construction workers here and the surrounding neighbors sucking up the cell bandwidth. So hopefully that's been resolved and it's clearer today, but we'll see on the replay. Looks clear on my screen, but I don't know what's going out to you guys. Audio is good and video so far. Okay, good. So the video is fairly clear then, Holly. Okay, great. Hey, babe, how you doing? Respectfully, but chilling professionally is in the house. Doing well, babe. Look forward to coming home and spending time with you this evening. Holly's Huntington Happenings, Eli. Hello, Eli, and everyone. Your audio is good and video so far. Great. Baba Booey says, do you ever do your streams on the beach? I've never done a stream from the beach. I've done some pre-recorded videos in the past from some beaches. I think that was on my former channel that's been shut down like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. But no, I haven't really done much content on the beach. Maybe I should. Maybe this summer my lady and I will do some content from the beach because you love the beach, don't you, baby? Boy, I'm glad I layered up today. It's a little windy and chilly. I should have probably even put my gloves on, but so far my hands are okay. I did notice it was spotty last time you were at the park. It's usually not spotty, Holly. But there's been a bandwidth issue with the cell towers here lately because I did a live stream test in other areas and from home, and it was clear. So it is a cell tower. Maybe it was having some issues. Maybe AT&T fixed it. I'll check out the replay and see what it looks like afterwards. But yeah, the last 2 streams I've done from Red Morton Park here on mobile have been crappy video quality. It's not YouTube's fault. It's not my phone's fault. It's the cell tower's fault. Nine people here, 4 thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here today. Today we're going to have a real chill, laid-back stream. There's a topic, but you can also answer, you can also ask any questions that you like, personal or professional. We can talk about anything as always on these walks. But today's topic for episode number 462 of Walking with Purpose Live is a very important one. Even if you're not a part of the YouTube partner program and you plan to be, or especially if you are and you want to stay in it, even more important. But we're going to be discussing, what I feel, YouTube wants from their creators if they want to stay monetized. So if you want to stay monetized on YouTube, here are my thoughts on what I feel YouTube wants. Many of you may think this is a boring video. Oh, I know what they want and don't want. I don't need to waste my time hearing this crap. I have a lot of experience in this regarding what I've seen happen to many other people. And I also currently have 2 channels in the YouTube Partner Program. Before I shut down my former channel, in the past, that was previously monetized. And I've had my main channel monetized, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, for 3.5 years. And this channel, Coach Eli 2, monetized for 1 year. Never had any community guideline strikes. No issues, no copyright claims, no nothing. So I know a thing or two about how to stay monetized. Not just how to get monetized, but once you get there, that's hard enough. How to remain monetized, right? What should you do and what shouldn't you do, right? We'll get to that in just a little bit. Can I ask, how did you feel your stream went with RJ the other day? Well, Baba Booey, I felt it went great. We had a great discussion about many aspects, primarily stemming from the YouTube communities we've been a part of. We talked about some things him and I experienced in the past, and we talked about what the future holds. And while I believe it has close to 200 views, and I know that's not a whole lot, I feel it was a great start to begin working with him again. And I think now is the right time to really start to work with a lot of great people I was going to work with in the past because of what YouTube has recently started to do to protect good creators from the not so good creators, let's say that. And YouTube's been, shutting down a lot of channels for many various terms of service violations. And I'll tell you, while I personally don't believe in cancel culture, I do feel that if there are creators that are doing things on a platform like YouTube that makes them money at the expense of other creators making money, I think that's wrong, and I think they should be removed, right? So, I think if there are creators that blatantly hurt other people to get ahead, I think they should be canceled. But you have a lot of people coming out on YouTube saying no one should ever be canceled, right? I don't believe in cancel culture, right? This is not about cancel culture. This is about doing the right thing or not doing the right thing, right? This is about either being a good human being or being a miserable clown human being that wants to get ahead at the expense of hurting other people in some way, shape, or form. Baba Booey says, Baba Booey furthermore says, I like RJ. I wish he could come up with some original stuff and not worry so much about others. Well, what do you mean by that? Are you saying that you feel RJ is dependent on interviewing and connecting with other people to have a purpose of being on YouTube and to have topics to discuss? Yeah, if that's what you're saying, I can kind of see what you mean by that. You're saying he should have a little more originality. And that's going to lead into what I'm going to be discussing here today for people that want to become a part of the YouTube Partner Program, or if you're currently a part of the YouTube Partner Program and you want to remain in it. The more original you are, the better chance you have of being compliant, right? Because everything I've been talking about for years, for the last 2 to 3 plus years, regarding reused content, right? Repurposed content versus reused content and all that kind of stuff, right? And everyone was telling me back then, Eli, you have no idea what you're talking about. And Eli, go shove it up your culo, right? You know what the culo is, right? Right? And it's okay. If someone tells me to shove it up my culo, I can laugh it off now, right? I think I've grown a bit during my tenure out here on YouTube, right? But isn't it funny, the people that have told me and probably told others to shove it up their culo are eating their words right now. And I'm saying this respectfully. I'm not even trying to come at anyone, right? Over the last 3 to 6 months, I have heard of or seen more channels being removed from the YouTube Partner Program for reused content. Exactly what you're talking about, Baba Booey. Lack of originality, right? And if you think doing reaction streams is original, it really isn't. It's only semi-original, right? There's nothing wrong with doing a reaction video under fair use every now and then, but if that's all you're doing are reaction videos under fair use, and especially if you're doing reaction videos daily on the same creator and affecting their channel, like people have done to me in the past, you will be removed for reused content. And that's why a lot of people throughout the communities that I somehow became a part of, knowingly or unknowingly, a lot of them have been removed for reusing my content over and over and over again, right? One more time, I want to pay my respect to Coach Eli for coming out here and making us aware that my content that he reused many times was the reason why YouTube removed him from the partner program recently. I don't know when he was removed. Probably was recently. He didn't mention when it happened, but he told me why it happened, right? He's just one of many. So the golden rule is this, okay? If you want to survive on YouTube, and especially as a monetized channel, okay, stop using other people's content, under fair use or not, right? If you're going to do something under fair use, let me share with you folks what I've been saying all along, what fair use means. Fair use means you're allowed to use small excerpts, meaning small portions of someone's copyrighted work, for the purpose of criticism, commentary, and it has to be transformative in nature. You got to change the original, right? By adding commentary or criticism or something like that. What fair use does not allow you to do is rebroadcast someone's entire 2-hour-long stream as long as you're doing commentary along the way. No, that's stealing their audience. That's taking money out of their pocket, potentially. And monetized playbacks and super chats and all that, right? And the other creators could say, well, my audience would never watch, your content on your channel unless I rebroadcast you. Well, that's for them to decide, not for you. You got to play by the rules. All right? So that is the number one reason why people are being removed from the YouTube Partner Program is reused content. Again, I've tried to help so many people over the years understand this, right? I've tried the nice approach. But people didn't listen, right? And when people don't listen, you know what happens? Karma comes back to bite you in the ass, right? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to talk smack. It just is what it is, right? And some people for a while had a good run of getting away with it and making good money doing it. But let me tell you now, folks, those days on YouTube are gone. Those days on YouTube are gone. Gone are the days where you can do reaction videos on someone every single day or rebroadcast their live streams and claim it's fair use and get away with it. Gone. It's over. Like I've been saying for the past several shows, the new CEO of YouTube, Neil Mohan, who I believe used to be like the chief product officer at YouTube for many, many years, and he's been with Google for a long time in general, right? And Google owns YouTube. We all know that, right? He came in like a bull. He's a nice, decent dude, but he came in and said, you know what, it's time to clean up shop. It's time to take this platform to the next level, right? Now, let me share another thing. What I feel YouTube wants and doesn't want. Most of you, hold on a second. What is going on here? I'm hearing something loud in the background. Okay, that's like a vehicle reversing or something. So another thing I feel YouTube wants, and if you're not aware, over the last year or so, YouTube put out a change to their terms of service stating that they are now allowed to put ads on any channel they wish, even channels that are not monetized. So if you have a channel that's not monetized, whether you're at 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 plus watch hours or not, YouTube can and has been putting ads on on certain videos on your channel that they feel are ad worthy. If you're not a part of the YouTube Partner Program, you have no control over it and you won't get paid any money for it, right? I mention this because this is what YouTube is looking for. They're looking for content that's evergreen, that's gonna make ad revenue not only now but for months and years to come. Why? Because once you upload a video or stream, your video or live stream replay is being hosted on YouTube servers. That takes up server space, that takes up bandwidth, and for every piece of content that takes up server space and uses bandwidth that's not generating ad revenue is basically, in essence, dead weight for the company. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what it is. So let me put this into perspective for those content creators out here that love to create drama-centric channels where you conglomerate with a bunch of mentally and emotionally unstable people and you have hate talk streams about other creators on YouTube, right? How pathetic is that in the first place, right? Okay? And whether your channel is monetized or not is not the point. The point of the matter is, what kind of value does that piece of content have? That piece of content may have value while it's live, right? But what type of replay value does that piece of content have? You talking smack about other YouTubers on the platform about things that probably aren't even true, right? Once that live stream is done, if you leave that up as a replay, you might get a little replay traction for the next day or so, but then that's dead content sitting on YouTube servers and sucking up bandwidth. And even if no one's watching it, it's taking up server space, which costs money, right? Think about that, right? You see, all you folks out here that whine and complain, oh yeah, YouTube doesn't want this kind of content, they're trying to silence free speech, whatever. No. You don't understand, they're a business. It's their choice how they want to run this platform. It's your choice if you want to play by the rules or not, right? And to be fair, how difficult is it to play by the rules on YouTube? It's not that difficult. I've been playing by the rules for years and never been removed from the partner program or had any of my channels shut down. And even if they weren't rules, I wouldn't be behaving any differently because I'm a good human being that would never behave in the ways that many people behave out here or I've seen behave on YouTube over the last 5-6 years. And half the shit I saw out here that people got away with, if I look back, I'm like, how the hell did they allow that shit? Many of us said that, right? And we know it made them money. They let it go for a while because drama sells and it made them money and made them profitable. But now, it's a different time, different place and time. Now, if you want to survive out here on YouTube, you have to do what you should have always done, is create real content. Got to cut out the fake instigated drama, right? You got to cut out pretending to attack other YouTubers and trying to make it appear real, so you have that draw to your channel, right? Whenever you can get people to believe that bad things are about to happen, people are more prone to tune in, right? Holly's Hauntings and Happenings says, yes, I believe people need to find their own original content. Right, Holly? Absolutely right. The only content I use occasionally under fair use is I'll go to Reddit and read some postings, right? And I give commentary on it, right? And I'm not really even violating anyone's copyright or anything, right? Because people that are posting on Reddit are not posting on there for any monetary gain or anything like that, right? If that was the case, I would reach out, get permission, and try to collaborate with these people, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with doing some fair use commentary every now and then. But use 5% or less of the original piece of content. And don't continue doing criticism and commentary on the same creator every day for years straight, like some creators did out here, right? There was a point in time many years ago where there were a few creators on this platform that were rebroadcasting all my live streams every single day. Or if I did a pre-recorded video, they would do a live stream to review the whole video. The entire thing, not just 5% or less or 10%, 100% of it, right? Not only is that reused content and will get you now removed from the YouTube Partner Program. That's also creator on creator harassment. That's bullying and harassment. Again, it's one thing to do a reaction video to one creator once or twice, but if you're doing it for like 200 days straight, come on. Isn't that a little excessive? Right? And the fact that there's even an audience that would waste their time to partake in the bullying of one creator for 200 days straight is even more asinine than the creator doing it, right? If you don't have an audience to watch that kind of crap, then there'd be no point for the creator to even create that kind of crap. So you got to blame both sides, right? We've got 22 people here. Thank you so much for being here. Please smash the thumbs up. Please also share this out, whether you're here live or on the replay. Feel free to get any questions, comments, or concerns in the chat, folks, regarding anything. We're primarily talking about, how to stay in the YouTube Partner Program, whether you're already a part of it or plan on joining it. What I feel YouTube wants from people in the YouTube Partner Program. And people might come back and say, well, Eli, it seems like YouTube is controlling what type of content you can create. So how can you be creative and original if YouTube is controlling what you can create? No, YouTube is not controlling. It's not necessarily controlling what you can and can't create. Right? What they're basically trying to stop is bullying and harassment, people abusing your content, right? And stuff like that, right? And here's the thing. To those of you that feel YouTube has tried to silence your freedom of speech, no, they haven't. There are many different ways you can share your thoughts about any particular topic, right? I talk about male and female relationship dynamics. There are even times where I say some things that I don't really appreciate about women, but it's how I explain those things that keeps me on the platform and monetized compared to some others, right? I'm not here to attack or bash or degrade women. I'm here to share that there are differences between men and women, especially in this modern world, this crazy modern world we all live in, right? Despite the fact there are differences, there are things we can do to come together again, right? That's all I do. But do you see how I approach it? I say the same things that all those creators say in a hateful way. I get my point across, right, about the same thing, but in a different way, to the point of where I come off more mature, respectful, and compliant with YouTube, the partner program, and the terms of service, right? Right? There's a difference right there. It's how you approach it. It's how you say what you say. It's not what you say. It's how you say what you say, right? And for those of you that feel silencing your freedom of speech includes, you not being allowed to use, hateful slurs and stuff like that, right? Why would you want to be that type of person in the first place? Because I wouldn't want to be around you, whether it involved YouTube or not. If you're going to come around me and my family and my friends and be hateful and talk that way around people, I'll even watch you around me off of YouTube. So why do you think you should be able to get away with it on YouTube if we wouldn't let you get away with it in the real world? Seriously. Holly says, any thoughts, anyone? GLM, hi Eli, how are you doing on this fine Friday afternoon? I'm doing quite well, GLM. Taking about 2 or 3 laps of the park before it really starts to rain. It's been sprinkling so far, but it's starting to pick up right now. Hopefully it won't come down, at least till I'm done. And I think today is going to be the last major day of rain during this rainy season. Then we'll truly start heading into summertime. I also just finished recording an interview with MJ Bodie on his Archer Media channel that is now going to be released this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. He had an interview planned with the Amber's Alerts channel, but I'm sure you heard, GLM, that, and I didn't mention this, but I'll say it here now. I heard that both of Jamie's Krama King James channels have been removed from YouTube, and Amber's Alerts was removed from YouTube too. I heard this happen yesterday. I'm not surprised. I'm not, cheering like a cheerleader over it. I really don't care. I'm just saying I'm not surprised, right? I'm only sharing this because I've been saying this for years, right? What have I been saying for years? I've been saying that you mess with the bull, you get the horns, right? And they kept messing with the bull, they got the horns. The bull is only going to stay tame and calm for so long. If you keep antagonizing the bull's going to get you, right? And now the new bull, which is the new CEO of YouTube, Neil Mohan, his patience is less than Susan Wojcicki's patience was a lot more, and I don't blame Neil. Sometimes I think Susan was too patient. RJ and I talked a lot about Susan Wojcicki and the transition of CEOs. If you want to hear more about that, go to RJ Sandefur's channel, RJ space SANDEFUR, and listen to my latest interview with him. It happened several days ago. It's still there. It's publicly available. Holly says, hi, GLM. By the way, my lady and I, we drove a little over 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours to meet her mom for dinner, or for lunch at the Olive Garden yesterday. We had a great time. It was really nice to hang out with her mother, and her mother was really happy with everything. She's really happy within our relationship. She's really happy with the improvements that her daughter has made in her life. And it was just a good time. Now, we hit some traffic on the way back because it was raining pretty hard in some areas. And there were some accidents. We had to take some alternate routes. Took us 3.5 hours to get back for a drive that would normally take about 2 hours and 20 minutes or so. But hey, we ended up making it home. And it was all good. We went out there for Mother's Day, an early Mother's Day lunch, because my lady's mother's going to be heading back east to visit her sister, my lady's aunt, for Mother's Day a couple Sundays from now. GLM says hello to Holly. I will even tell you this, folks. As you get older, I have a lot of energy. I have a ton of energy. And I really enjoy doing this YouTube thing. I'm still in pretty good health and all that, but I'm almost 50 years old, and I'm beginning to realize now I just don't have the energy to create multiple pieces of content per day. And sometimes it's even hard to create one piece of content every day. I used to be able to do an interview like I did with MJ earlier today and do 2 additional pieces of content on my channels. One pre-recorded and one live. And I'll tell you, I'm feeling the struggle to make that happen because it takes up a lot of energy. You get older, no matter how strong you still are and healthy you still are, you require more rest. I've been resting a lot more lately, I'll tell you that. Good Luck Girl says, can I ask a question if you promise not to ban me? Good Luck Girl, why don't you stream on your other channel anymore? Is your question, why don't I stream on my other channel anymore? Is that the question that you were asking me in hopes I wouldn't ban? I'm not going to ban you, but is that the question? Well, you never heard. The title of this channel is Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams. So what I did when I got this channel monetized, I was planning it before that time. I had planned to separate my pre-recorded content, GLM, from my live streaming content because it ranks differently through YouTube's algorithm. I wanted to separate that because some people love the live streams and some people like more short form pre-recorded content. I also wanted to separate the shorts, the YouTube shorts, and the members only content. My main channel, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, used to be where I would do live streaming and pre-recorded content, but now all the older live stream replays are still available on Coach Eli, Elias, Melas main channel, but I no longer live stream there. I just do pre-recorded content there. I can still stream there. I've got the same capabilities I have here. They're both monetized channels. I could put, I could put members only content on both channels. And actually, on this channel here, I will have members only live stream replays, but that's about it that'll happen here. The rest of the pre-recorded stuff, members only or not, will be on the main channel. So that's the reason. I mean, why would you tell me you were just joking? Like, that's not a bad question to ask, especially for people that haven't been around in a while. Hey, Sandra Palacio, how you doing? Great to see you here. Sandra, would you ever be open to doing an interview at some point, pre-recorded, audio only? I think you have an interesting story, and I think you deserve to have your say at some point. I know now may not be the right time. I'm just saying, you've been around for a while, Sandra, and a lot of people have a lot of love for you, Sandra. Sandra, I don't know if you heard, but the two latest channels that Jamie had up have been removed by YouTube. And his current, I guess, girlfriend, Amber's Alerts channel was removed too. I'm not sitting here gloating about it or anything. I'm just using it for example purposes so people can learn, hey, if you don't want to be another YouTube casualty, this is what you don't do. That's all I'm saying. I'm not even trying to criticize the guy. I heard I was listening while driving. Oh. Well, thank you, Sandra. I don't expect people to always tune in, whether they're driving or not, to my shows, but thank you. I appreciate that. And Sandra, I do want to take this moment here to thank you over the years for putting up with my bullshit and me not trusting you and some other people. You've always been a good person. It's raining hard here. Well, it's probably going to start raining hard here too. I'm feeling it sprinkle, so this may be my last lap. But Sandra, these new phones they're like waterproof nowadays. So we can still stream in the rain. You can drop these iPhones up to 30 feet of water and they'll survive. I think we're starting with the iPhone 10. I've got the 12 Pro Max. Haha, they took that lady's channel that he was using for himself. That's what happens when you... I won't say the rest. I don't want to get demonetized. But yes, I understand, GLM. Everyone was telling her too. Like, I don't have a whole lot of time to look into this drama. I've been spending time with my lady and her family, my family, and doing other things. But I'll just, every other day, every day or so, I'll just go on for 5 minutes and just see what's going on. Within 5 minutes, I know what's going on. And then I'm out. And I'm like, oh, not surprised. And here's the thing. Everyone was telling her to not do it, right? If you're going to bring him on one time to interview him, that's one thing. But she was bringing him on her channel 3-4 times a week for like 6-hour streams. And then the funny thing is she even put some of those streams as members only content to try to gain more memberships. Come on, Amber. If you honestly thought that your channel was going to survive and make more money doing that, oh God, pollen. I think I inhaled some pollen. Oh my God. Go ahead. There's a car trying to turn in here. Coach Eli is in the house. Okay, I'm here. The party can start now. Hey, Coach Eli, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. There's a lot of pollen out right now, I'll tell you. Whew. But the show must go on, right? Princess J better go over to TikTok. Well, for as long as TikTok's around, who knows? Maybe the entire U.S. government might ban TikTok. Who knows? Who knows how long TikTok's going to be around? It is what it is. There's a bunch of guys that just pulled into a security private patrol and they're dressed like highway patrol. It's a private patrol mobile. It's cool. I'm going to walk around and not interrupt them. I'm great. I hope you and Mrs. Melas are well. Yeah, no, we're doing all right. Had a great day with her mother yesterday. We went to the Olive Garden for an early Mother's Day lunch, and yeah, it was a great time. Long drive there and back. It took all day, but I mean, it was definitely worth it. And then earlier today, Coach Eli, I did my interview with MJ Bodie on this new Archer Media channel. It's going to drop this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Because he was supposed to interview the Amber Alerts channel, the woman, I guess that's the current girlfriend of Jamie that's been removed from YouTube. And I don't know if you heard, Coach Eli, we've been saying it, that both of Jamie's Crown of King James channels have been removed as of yesterday, and Amber's Alerts has been removed too. How did that happen with you and MJ? Well, Sandra, yeah, I think you like MJ, right? Most people love MJ. Most people that have been a part of this community for years have always wondered, why is MJ a part of this community, right? I've always had respect for him despite the collaborations he did with Jamie and his group and stuff like that, right? But MJ actually reached out to me last week through email asking me if I'd be open to do an interview. And I said, yeah, send me the links. Send me some links to your where you're doing your podcasting. And it was a YouTube channel out here. And I listened to one he did with Jamie, of all people. And I thought it was pretty good. And I'm like, I want to support him. He's a good guy. Yeah, so do I. MJ's a good guy, GLM. He's a really, really good guy. He's a good dude. He deserves a lot more traction than he's getting out here, you know? Same with me. I'm not saying I'm all that. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's really sad all these drama channels that have zero content with all this fluffer content with fake instigated drama getting more views than good, real content. I mean, I've always seen that as a problem, right? Another online girlfriend? Yeah, well, I mean, maybe it's part of the skit. GLM, who knows? You know, you have your opinions. I'm not here to attack anyone or anything. I'm just here to state what's going on and to share with people why YouTube is shutting down channels, removing them from the YouTube Partner Program, and shutting people down. You know? And I'm just making it really clear that, look, MJ's a great philosopher, Coach Eli. He's fantastic. And Holly's Huntington Happening says, MJ has always been respectful. MJ, if you're even watching this, I know MJ popped in at the beginning to thank me for being a guest on this podcast. And he is a moderator here. I modded him several days ago. But see, MJ, there are a lot of people here that have a lot of love and respect for you. The only reason why these people didn't come around to further support you is because of who you were associating with. Now, again, we're not trying to talk smack about this drama group and stuff, but the bottom line is it was your association with them that prevented the good people to be around that would truly consume your content for the right reasons. I think MJ knows that. And I think he's, realizing if he wants to get his real message out there in the right way with the right audience, that, he has to make some changes like I did. And I believe he is, and I respect that. And I want to help him as much as possible. And him and I, we're going to continue to occasionally do some content together when it makes sense. And I'll continue promoting him through my streams and my community tabs on both my channels. Come along. It's all right. Somebody riding on a bike on the sidewalk was saying, sorry. Well, first of all, the sidewalk is not for bikes. And no worries. When are people going to realize that the sidewalk is not for bicyclists? It's for pedestrians. Anyway, maybe that's why he said sorry. He knew he was breaking the rules. That's not a big deal. Let's see here. GLM says MJ has a huge heart. He does. I didn't know MJ was still here. I like MJ. As for the James stuff, I could care less. No, same here. I agree with you, Coach J-Rom. I only mention it because it's just a way to help people better learn what not to do if they want to remain on the platform, or if they're monetized or plan on getting monetized, how to stay monetized, right? I mean, truly, people laugh at me. I even talked about this during my interview with MJ. I said, a lot of the stuff I do is for example purposes, right? Example purposes, right? Yep. Example purposes, right? Yeah, right? They would make fun of me saying example purposes, but that's all. And this is one of the biggest examples right now of what not to do. It's the truth of the matter, any way you look at it, right? Once people get to know Princess Jay, they don't like him. In my town, it is illegal to ride on the street bikes are to ride on the sidewalk? Really? Okay. I've never known for the sidewalk to be used for bike riding. I'm not saying I never did it when I was younger. I used to do it until I learned not to do it. All right? But okay. Unless you see signs that say, okay for bikes to use sidewalk. Like, let me show you here. Let me just show you. You see this? This is the street. What is that? That's a bicyclist. So bicyclists and cars share the road, right? But yeah, the laws could be different in certain cities, counties, states. Yeah. But typically, you're not supposed to ride bikes on the sidewalk. I'm going to go one more lap because I just feel like it. And I kind of have to pee, but I'm going to hold it. I got great bladder control. I got 20 people in the box. Thank you so much for being here. Folks, just to remind you, if you'd like to support the channel, this channel here, Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams, and the main channel my lady and I run, Coach Eli, Elias, Melas, are both primarily funded through crowdfunding and your donations. So if you feel it in your heart and soul that you're getting value here, please consider making a donation in any amount based on the value you feel you are receiving. You can do so one of many ways. While we're here live, you can go to the bottom of the chat and click on the $sign. That's called the super chat and super sticker. You can also block you on Cash App. I'll do that, GLM. Thank you. I appreciate that. No big deal. Thank you, GLM. I'll do that. You see, GLM, for me, I would never ever keep people around just because they're donating, right? Like for me, I don't make my decisions on who my friends are based on whether they donate or not. And I say that out of respect for you, GLM, because here's the thing. Like, I'm glad we're on good terms, and I never see us turning back again. We've all grown up. I get it. I appreciate that about you. But I would never want to take money from you or anyone that I wasn't on good terms from, or good terms with, I mean, right? Because I believe in good karma, right? And I believe in good things come to those who are patient and wait, right? But I will. Thank you for that. Also, when this goes to a replay, and interestingly enough, what happened, I'll get to your message in a second, Coach Eli. What happened the other day when I did that in-studio stream, my last in-studio stream, it finished processing in less than an hour. And I told my lady, I think YouTube finally now is prioritizing processing on Coach Eli 2. I've had priority processing on my main channel for years, but I've had a lot more content on there as well. Now, it looks like my streams are being processed within the hour. That means the live stream chat shows up, and then also the super thanks shows up once it's done processing. So if you're on the replay, you can donate via super thanks. That'll put a highlighted paid message in the comment section. If that doesn't work, you can also donate via Cash App or PayPal. Nightbot is sharing both of my Cash App and PayPal links in the chat every 7 minutes. On PayPal, you can go to paypal.me/Coach Eli, and on Cash App, you can go to $the real Coach Eli. And like I always say, as always, donations are greatly appreciated, but they are not required. I'll take money from whoever will give it to me, LOL. You sound like such a chick, GLM. That's great. My lady probably loves that about you. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Coach Eli says, I'm not going to lie, the drama examples are old. Perhaps one day we can have a stream with no drama-related mentions. That's not just here. That's just my opinion. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and I respect that, Coach Jerome. I understand where you're coming from. And I can't make any promises, dude, because I just talk about what I feel is necessary to talk about on a daily basis. And I don't want to make any promises I can't keep, but I do respect your wishes, and I'll do my best to minimize that. And eventually it's just going to all go away, because in spite of certain circumstances, it's becoming less and less relevant every day. You know what I mean? But I get it. I get where you're coming from. I appreciate that. It's a good comment. GLM has no shame. LOL says Sandra Palacio. GLM, I haven't always liked my boss, but I still take that check. Yeah, I get you. That's all good. Yeah. Yes, like I was mentioning earlier, folks. Right now, YouTube, this is just my guess based on how I've seen them handle channels in the YouTube Partner Program and channels in general, right? Whether they're in the Partner Program or not. YouTube is looking for the future. They're looking for more evergreen content, whether it's live or pre-recorded. They're looking for content that can be monetized through ads, whether you're in the Partner Program or not. Because like I said, if you missed this a year ago or so, or earlier when I talked about it in the stream, a year ago or so when YouTube announced this, YouTube is now putting ads on certain channels within their videos, even if they're not monetized, as long as their system deems them ad friendly, right? So you got to understand that if your content, if the majority of your content on your channel will not allow ads, whether you're monetized or not monetized, you risk losing your channel due to reused content or violating the terms of service, right? Because here's the thing: if your channel, whether it's monetized or not, does not have content that's suitable for ads, then more than likely you're violating the terms of service, right? And most of you are thinking, okay, you have the right to be on YouTube whether they make money off you or not. They're a business. You're getting this free of charge. There's no other platform in the world where you can do what you do on YouTube at no cost to doing it. I come out here, I stream every day, unlimited and high quality, right? I have to buy the equipment, which is fine, I get it, right? But where else can you do this, right? You're not entitled to this, right? And the funny thing is, the people that feel most entitled to this, I'm not talking about you, GLM, maybe you're one of the few exceptions, right? But the majority of the millennials, right, that are getting shut down, they feel they're entitled to this, and you're not entitled to shit besides your opinion. And quite frankly, some of the opinions I've heard out of their mouths lately shouldn't even be they shouldn't even be entitled to those. It's the level of entitlement that's getting these people removed. If I asked you folks in the chat here, if you can come up with one person from your real life or on the internet that you feel is the most entitled person on the planet, who do you feel that you know is the most entitled person on the planet? If I had to ask you that. Let's see who will even answer that. Third and final lap, folks. still have 18 in the box, 8 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up and share this out. Coach Eli said, drama will only go away when we let it die. Reacting and talking about it keeps it alive. Parmenides said, you cannot speak of nothing because to speak of nothing is to speak of something. You know, Coach Eli, I'll say that, like I've said recently many times, I really appreciate, you know, how you've like turned things around, you know, out here on YouTube since the days when I first met you. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was behaving a little differently back then, maybe more than a little differently, you know, to be honest, right? I think we were all more so learning the ropes and trying to figure out how we fit in this modern digital world according to how the real world has been for us, right? I respect that, you know? And you have very interesting perspectives that are typically the opposite of mainstream. And when I say mainstream, I'm including conservatives and liberals. I'm including everyone, not just one side. You have very, very unique principles and thoughts, which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing because we can all learn from that, right? Because to speak of nothing is to speak of something, right? Well, even when we're not talking, we're talking, right? I remember the days where my trolls would sit there and watch my streams when I didn't talk about them for a while, right? And they would look at my facial expressions and try to read what I was really thinking compared to what I was putting out, right? I'd go back and scrub through their replays while they were rebroadcasting me, right? And they're trying to read me. I'm just sitting there laughing in my face. I'm like, wow, this is just too much, man. Like you say, even when you're saying nothing, you're saying something, right? Because someone can always perceive what you're thinking with your facial expressions, right? And stuff like that, right? Especially a group of people that's been obsessed with me for years, right? Yeah. Whew. This rain is kind of clearing up the air, but this pollen is still just getting to me, man. Whew. Let me see here. Holly, you were saying that MJ was into paranormal. I don't think MJ was ever really into paranormal stuff. He's been more into spiritual healing and all that. And quite frankly, I'm a bit into spiritual healing too. Now, I'm not one of those overly spiritual healer freaks, right? There are some people that are really goo-goo gaga, like the Bible thumpers are overly, God-loving and stuff. I love God, but I'm not a Bible thumper. And I love the I love the spiritual stuff, but I'm not one of those spiritual freaks. But yeah, no, MJ is more about spiritual healing and, getting to a better place emotionally, and he's really big on personal development. And I see a lot of greatness in MJ Bodie. I mean, I think he's just a few years older than me. I'm going to be 50 in December. But, you know, what MJ's been going through now and trying to find within himself, his heart and soul and all that, is what I was figuring out in my early to mid 30s, right? And even more so in my early 40s. And while, you know, every day is a learning experience, no matter how experienced you are, I've been through the stage that MJ Bodie is at, and I commend him for, you know, constantly working on himself to become a better person. That's very respectful. That's exactly why I do what I do out here. This is why I love doing what I do. And there's one thing that one of my favorite creators out here, Coach Corey Wayne, says. This is what I wish upon people. And Coach Corey Wayne says it this way. You just try to get a little better and try to get a little further ahead each and every day. That's it. Right? It's not about taking a giant leap forward and blasting off and accomplishing everything in one day. It's about taking just one step forward every day, slowly but surely, right? You don't have to jump the gun. As long as you're heading in the right direction, that's all that matters, right? And I really wish more people, especially a lot of these millennials that are entitled nowadays, would take this advice, because they lack patience, right? And their attention span is almost zero, right? And they want instant gratification, right? So they'll do things to get that instant gratification, but guess what? As we've all seen over the course of time, it's not sustainable long term, right? If something comes too easy for you, right, and you don't really work for it, it's not going to be sustainable long term. So I suggest slowly but surely figuring out what your purpose is and how you want to turn it into a business or whatever, right? And take one step ahead each and every day to get closer to hitting your goals, right? I've been doing this for almost 6 years, right? I'm nowhere near my goals, but I'm one step closer each and every day. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. Albert Einstein, good advice. Yeah, that is great advice. I will thump the Bible all day. Jesus Christ is Lord, says GLM. Whew. Look at all this. Everything has bloomed, right? The incredible amounts of pollen and stuff is just... I mean, I've never seen this place so green. Everything is green. Everything is green, literally. That's nice, beautiful. But that pollen, man. And it's only going to get worse as it gets warmer in the summertime. If you have allergies, get prepared for it now. Take some type of allergy medication daily. I suggest Allerfex from Costco. It's the generic to Allegra, but it's much cheaper. It's the same thing. It's much cheaper, bigger quantity. Use Flonase, that's really good stuff, or Allerflow, which is what Costco has. The generic, same version, but much cheaper. My lady and I just ordered this from Costco, and we're going to try it out, let you know how it is. There's something called Benadryl allergy. and it has 25. This is for nighttime usage. Do not use this one during the day. This is for nighttime usage. Because it has that same stuff that's in Benadryl, the D word I can't pronounce. It's like 25 like milligrams of the stuff that makes you drowsy and stuff. And it allows you to rest. But this is also an allergy blend of Benadryl, and they're the tablets. So we're going to try that out. Should be getting that delivered by Costco next day or two. And then we'll try that before we go to bed and see how we sleep and how we wake up after it. But yeah, it's going to be a really, really, really bad allergy season. Do you have allergies, GLM? I take Benadryl in the morning. Yeah. Yeah, it's well, you take it in the morning. Doesn't it make you drowsy? I have very bad allergies. Okay. Yeah. I mean, my allergies have not been that bad, but this year, due to the extreme pollen that unlike anything we've ever seen, even people with minor allergies like I've had, we're getting hit hard. I seen a quote recently that made me think that's where my personal growth came from. What's that? You care to share that with us, Coach Eli? That sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, no, dude, seriously, I'm not trying to sound like a weirdo or anything, but I'm pretty proud of how you've turned things around. You know? Sure, you and I have had our moments in between, and we all have, but for the most part, it's like you're just tired of all the BS. You just want to live life with your wife. I want to live life with my lady Dawn. We'll end up getting married one day like you and Anna did. My lady and I were kind of talking about that the other day. It may happen in the next year and a half or 2 years or so. We'll keep everyone in suspense. Nothing's set in stone yet, but it's going to happen. And she knows it's going to happen, and I know it's going to happen, and we'll put it out there. But yeah, no, I'll tell you. Once you get to a certain age, you've had enough drama in your life, you just want to relax. And if you're a guy, you want to relax with your gal and just grow old and be happy growing old, and enjoy the rest of your days. I was really sick this week with hay fever. Yeah, I think me too. I've been sneezing unlike anything before. So my lady and I, we were in Merced yesterday, GLM. I'm sure you know where Merced is. It's south of Modesto. They have a new Olive Garden there. And like when we were inside, it was okay. But once we got outside, we were hanging out with my lady's mother and talking for a little bit. I was like, oh man. And it wasn't even really that hot. It was about 65, 64 degrees. But like the pollen was just incredibly high. I couldn't take it. Coach Jerome says, Abraham Maslow, one can choose to go back towards safety or forward towards growth. Growth must be chosen again and again. Fear must be overcome again and again. You're right. If I had my applause button here on mobile, I'd give you a big round of applause. Hurry up and tie the knot. You aren't getting any younger, says GLM. Holly says, J-Rom, did you just get a philosophy degree or something? GLM. Kobe Sushi Buffet in Modesto is my favorite. Oh, okay. Cool. I used to run networking events in Modesto and attend other people's networking events in Modesto, Turlock, Tracy, Stockton, Elk Grove, Lodi, Sacramento, Citrus Heights, and all over the Bay Area. LMAO, Holly. Going back to what Coach Eli was saying is that, you have to overcome all of your fears and take risks in order to get ahead, right? Because if you're standing on the sidelines, you're not going anywhere, right? No, Holly, philosophy is something I've always studied. Hope Hurts, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. I'm going to be going off the air in about 5 to 10 minutes, so glad you could pop on in before we go off the air. Daly City, San Rafael, Santa Carlos, El Cerrito. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was watching a car back into a spot there with other cars waiting, and they went to go pass around them. Got distracted for a second. Are those cities places you like to visit, GLM? Or I ran events in the Bay Area in San Bruno at Sherry's restaurant in San Bruno. I ran an event for a little time. No, sorry, that's wrong. San Bruno, there was an event that we ran in San Jose. They used to have a place called the Sonoma Chicken Coop. It was a restaurant. Where else? Morgan Hill, I ran an event there at a Mexican restaurant. Mom and pop one. Nice big restaurant there with a big back room. Sunnyvale, Hobie's restaurant. Hobie's is a small chain here in the Bay Area, breakfast and lunch and dinner chain. I ran an event in Dublin at the Mimi's Cafe. Sacramento at the Mimi's Cafe. Elk Grove at the Mimi's Cafe. My God, so many events I ran for my organization, the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short. Been around the block a few times. That's what I forgot to talk about that with MJ. We forgot to talk about the networking. And that's one thing I wanted to talk about. MJ, maybe we can do a part 2 of my interview at some point and talk about, offline networking in person compared to online networking, and what's the difference and what's best. I feel a combination of both is. Thank you, says Hope Hurts. You're welcome. GLM, hope is the thing with feathers that perches on the soul and sings tune without the words and never stops at all. I was just naming random cities, says GLM. I missed the TGI Fridays in San Bruno. That sounds poetic at GLM. My favorite is Essay, says Coach Jarom. And Holly says philosophy is a cereal box religion. It is a smile on a dog. Guess what song that's from? I'm not sure. My favorite is an essay on man by Alexander Pope. There's a TGI Fridays in Union City, GLM. And GLM says that's an Emily Dickerson poem. Yeah, you know about that, babe. Yeah, we're in that area quite often. There's also a Chevy's there. There's only like 5 Chevys left in the entire company, and I believe they're mainly here in the Bay Area. There's one in South San Francisco, the South San Francisco Daly City border that you and I go to, and it's still really good. But yeah, TGI Fridays. GLM, when I was in high school working at the Hillsdale Cinema in San Mateo, California, the same city where YouTube was started before Google bought them, right? At the Hillsdale Mall, there was a TGI Fridays right across the way from the Hillsdale Cinema. And we used to go eat there all the time. Good food, great drinks, everything. But they've dwindled down too, right? The restaurant's doing well nowadays. BJ's is still doing well. But have you heard of Lazy Dog? Lazy Dog has really good food, great service, great drinks, and everything. Lazy Dog is really, really good. And they just opened one up recently in our area, babe, in San Mateo, Foster City area, right by the San Mateo Bridge. Lazy Dog is so yum. Oh, yeah, it is. You've been to Lazy Dog, huh, GLM? Lazy Dog is good shit, huh? Oh, yeah. If you're going to go eat there like on a weekend or even nights, they're busy all the time. Sometimes you have a bit of a wait. Now, sometimes, if you go to a location that has a patio, most of them do. They'll seat you on the patio, and then they have, if it's cold, they have the tent, and then they have like the nice, heated lamps, right? And then they have the fire outside. Really nice. Lazy Dog is great stuff. Baby, we got to go to Lazy Dog. All right, folks. It's all green. It's killing me, though. I mean, I gotta say, it's beautiful to see it this green, right? And the other great thing is you don't have to worry about fire danger because there's no dry grass, at least for right now. But yeah, I've been sneezing a lot more. Having more scratchy throats, and allergies affect your eyes too. It's just it is what it is. I love Lazy Dog. Oh, you've been to Lazy Dog, babe? Did you go to Lazy Dog before you and I started dating, or have I taken you to Lazy Dog one time? I can't remember. Have I taken you to Lazy Dog? Shit, we've been to so many places early on, I just can't even remember. You and I have experienced so much. I did, yes, twice. Okay, I took you there twice. I forgot, baby, damn. Sorry about that. We've just had so many interesting things that we've been through together as a team, as a couple that, I'm sorry I forgot. We'll go again. You see on the other side there, folks? Let me see if I can zoom in here real quick. They're building that Olympic-sized swimming pool. This is the back end of it. Thanks, babe. No problem. Coach here on all chance, direction, which thou canst not see, all discord, harmony not understood, all partial evil, universal good in spite of pride, is erring, reason spite, one truth is clear, whatever is right. Yeah, awesome. One quote from Essay on Man applies well to the trolling you've endured. There's the reason why you mentioned that. Now I get it. Well, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, you're right, man. But you want to know something? I'll wrap up by saying this. Folks, get your final questions, comments, or concerns in the chat. We'll be going off the air in just a few minutes. I'll say this. I believe I mentioned this on my interview with MJ. That'll once again be released this Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on this Archer Media channel. It was all a lesson learned. I gained a lot of experience through everything I endured out here on this platform. It made me a lot stronger, to the point of where I say this humbly and respectfully that I feel I'm an expert on how to handle this stuff. And I, mentioned this on my interview with MJ, and I've said it before again. When my lady before my lady came on to do shows with me, I prepped her really well because I had the experience of failing at this the first time with my ex Dana. And, I firmly believe that things happen for a purpose. And I firmly believe that the way things happened in that relationship was because I was meant to more so be with Dawn. So Eli slipped into my DMs. RMP, your initials will be DM. Not sure why that's funny, but it's hilarious. That's great. Okay, whatever that means, that's great. Side note, all pets must be on a leash. Please clean up after your pet. Nice tree, huh, babe? Beautiful tree, huh? There's a fire truck right there. I just heard it. It has its siren on very lightly, but it's driving slow. It's probably trying to get somewhere safely. Is it coming into the park? Where's it going? No, it's going down the other way. Anyway. Yeah, I experienced so much when I first came out here on YouTube semi-full time 6 years ago on the channel that no longer exists, that I shut down. And it was a lesson learned to the point of where, again, I've learned how to handle myself a lot better out here. And, I was able to coach my lady to learn enough to the point of where, she survived the storm and here she is, and she now has the respect of a lot of people. Love how they nailed the sign to the tree, slowly poisoning the tree, but leaving biodegradable dog poop is a no-no. Yeah, I get you, bro. I get you, man. What is this? Hector Berglund for outstanding services, VMSC Advisory Council, October 2, 1999. I believe that stands for Veterans Memorial Senior Center. I've never seen that. That's the first time I've seen that little placard there by the tree. And it looks like it's been there for a while. You know what? Since I've been doing so many walking streams here over the last 4+ years or so, they should put like my Hollywood star here in one of these blocks. I'm just kidding. That's stupid. All right, folks. I'm going to wrap this up, head home to my lady. We're going to eat some dinner and take the rest of the night off. I'm not quite sure what's going on this weekend. I will more than likely be doing at least a Walking with Purpose stream both weekend days, but I may do some other content from the studio too, even including one with my lady. Babe, what do you think, babe? Would you like to give him a show this weekend? What do you think? If you're still there. That's almost as dumb as paper straws wrapped in plastic. Yeah. All right, folks. Will you be live later? No, I was just saying that's it for the night. No live stream tonight. I just said that and then you asked it again. Maybe you're multitasking. No big deal. Well, let me ask you this, Hope Hurts. Hope Hurts. I think, were you somebody that made a comment in someone else's channel where people were smack talking me, and then you were saying you used to be a part of the other side, but you wanted to turn things around, and you started to realize and appreciate that I've stepped away from the drama and I've just been doing my own thing? Was that you or was that somebody else? I can't remember. I think it might have been you. Enjoy some time off, bro. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired after the long day yesterday. It was a great day, but a lot of good stuff. No, you didn't make that comment. Okay, with somebody else, and my apologies on that. It was an emotional day in a good way, but still, it's gonna drain you. So, gonna take the rest of the night off, and I'll be back tomorrow for at least a Walking with Purpose stream and possibly even a stream with the lady. With that being said, have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.